Hey, what's going on, everybody? Huvi 186 back again with another video. And if I sound different or if I sound clear, that's because I just bought me a Logitech H150 headset. Got it at Walmart for about 20 bucks or so. So yeah, I've been meaning to buy one for a while. So just I'm happy that I got a chance to buy one. Plus, I bought me a pair of shoes as well from Walmart. So whatever. Bought me some work shoes. But anyway, the point of the video that the point of this video is a couple of days ago I was getting out of work. It was around 3:30 in the morning. I was getting out of work, and then as I was getting on my bike, I heard a loud squeaking noise. It's kind of like someone was trying to stop the car, abruptly try to stop the car with the brakes. And I hear it, and then I hear a crash, and then I hear impact, and then I see a car spin. How do you call it? Horizontally onto the street, and I see a guy get out of the car, and he's trying to push the car into a bank. And the weird thing is, he was trying to go out through the exit, and when you're going out through the exit, it's a decline. So he was trying to push the car up, and I thought that was funny. But then, I called out a coworker, and she was about to call police, but the police already had shown up, and they were there. Now, I assumed that since it was 3 o'clock in the morning, there was no cars on the road on either direction. It probably was like one on one side, two on the other side. I mean, there was nothing. There was basically nothing on the road. And this guy gets into a crash with no other vehicles on the road. So I assumed that he was drunk. And the next day when I came in, I asked my coworker that was with me yesterday, and she confirmed it when the police came in, and they went to go get some breakfast, and they told her that the dude was drunk. And I kind of always wanted to. I never understood why people would drink and drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always hear, when you watch SportsCenter, you always seem to hear about athletes. They get caught in the DUI, a celebrity. They get caught for driving under the influence and all that other stuff. And I never understood why they would put themselves in that position. You know what I mean? I never understood it, because for me, I've owned 2 cars in the past. I've owned 2 cars prior, and I am looking for another car. And I'm not really that much of a drinker. I'm a social drinker. If you got beer, then I'll drink a beer. You know what I mean? If you bought something, I'll buy it too. Whatever. But I don't go out of my way to drink beer. So maybe I'm like the wrong person to make this video. But I don't understand the fascination with driving under the influence. I never understood. I've dealt with drunk drivers in the past. I remember several years ago, man. This shit, like, you can tell how old you are when you had to say several years ago, like, when I was still driving. I think I had to have been like 19 or something. I'm driving. I actually picked up my sister from work, and we both see a drunk driver. We obviously could tell that he's drunk because the car's swerving, and he makes a turn, he hits the curb or whatever. He continued driving on. He turned, and then I never saw that car again. But yeah, I mean, it's always scary when you see a drunk driver, especially when you're driving, because you never know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, when you drive drunk, you always not only do you put yourself at risk, but you put everyone around you at risk, whether they're walking or whether they're walking or driving into the car, or you have a passenger. Whoever would be stupid enough to get into the passenger seat, with a drunk driver, is beyond me. But I never understood why anyone would drink and drive. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's because of the alcohol. Obviously when you drink too much, some people, like some drunks, they start doing shit that they normally don't do, and maybe driving is one of them. And I never understood it. And where I work at, you always deal with the occasional drunk. Where like a couple weeks prior to that, there was a guy who came in. He was drunk, and we had just recently they had just recently done the floors, and obviously you're drunk, you have slippery shoes on, then it's a bad combination. So he fell like three times, and each time he was slurring his words. He was complaining about the floor and all that other stuff, which the floor was slippery, but there's no way in hell that he fell and old guys would come in and nothing would happen to them. They would just get into their seats or whatever, and he's the only one that fell. And then the worst part about it all, to me, wasn't the fact that he fell, wasn't the fact that he was drunk, it wasn't the fact that he was kind of a jackass. The worst part about it for me was the fact that he had a car and he drove home in the car while he was fucking drunk, pissed drunk. You know what I'm saying? That, and it doesn't. I don't understand why people do that. I never understood it, and I don't know, man. Like it is upsetting for me, because I don't like. For me, I'm very even keel. I don't let shit bother me, but like drunk driving, that bothers me. You know what I mean? Because you're not only you put yourself at risk, you're also putting other people at risk, and it is upsetting. And I feel this is how I feel. I just looked up the penalties for DUIs, and the penalties do seem pretty stiff, but I do think they could be a lot more stiff, in my opinion. If you're drunk, if you're driving, you're drunk, you get pulled over. If you take a breathalyzer test and it shows that you're point whatever over the limit, the more you're over the limit should be how long your license is suspended. At least that's what I think. You know what I mean? I do think that they should be tougher penalties, and I do feel like certain celebrities, at least every celebrity seem when they get caught with a DUI, it always seems like they get hit with a slap on the wrist. You know what I mean? Like they do community service, they do they do a talk seminar and all that other bullshit. No, they need jail time, real jail time. But whatever. Man, I really don't have anything else to say. I mean, just put in the comment section what you guys think, and if you have any stories on your encounter with a drunk driver, or if you ever been caught with a DUI, then just speak up. Anyway, this is Huvi 186. I'm out.